You have been trying to collect information on Chandler, Arizona. Is it the right city for you? Look, if you are thinking about moving to the Chandler, Arizona area and you want to know what it's really like to live, work, and play in the Chandler area, you're not going to want to go anywhere because I am going to show you around the entire city. Full vlog tour coming at you right now. Hello, this is Cheryl Willis over at the Real Agent Now group right here in Phoenix, Arizona. And if this is the first time to our channel, you're going to want to tap that little subscribe button and click that little bell so that you are notified each and every time we release a new video. We are getting dozens of calls every single day, especially about Chandler. We love these phone calls. Let me tell you, there are so many different questions and needs and wants, and they just can't find it online. But in this video and through our entire channel library, we tell you all about what it's like to live, work, play, eat, sleep, drink, live in the greater Phoenix area. But we can't help you unless you pick up that phone, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, or weekends, we got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona. I love Chandler. I've called Chandler home for the last 25 years. And let me tell you, for the same reasons I chose back then, even more so today, it has so much to offer. Why Chandler? Oh my gosh. First of all, the business climate is incredible. You want to talk about a steady, solid growth of jobs in the Chandler area. We continue to be the leader in the greater Phoenix area. When I say we, Chandler is one of the strongest employment corridors in the greater Phoenix area. The workforce and the talent pipeline here is it is endless, and it continues to infiltrate because we have ASU and U of A campuses just outside of the Chandler area. Chandler is more of a family community. It's not a college town. It's not a party town, but it has a balance of absolutely everything. It has a strong infrastructure, one of the best in the entire greater Phoenix area. And again, this is why the big companies continue to choose this part of town. The lifestyle is heavenly. Like I said, it's super balanced, and the real estate, depending on where you're coming from, is still extremely affordable, especially if you're coming from the tech industry. I myself live in West Chandler. If we take a look and see exactly where West Chandler is, let's look at this map so you have a better idea, and let's see what West Chandler has to offer. So as you can see, the city of Chandler is in the southeast part of the greater Phoenix area. But if you look real closely as well, right here, the whole city of Phoenix kind of divides. This part, the southwest part of the state, is going to be more of the desert that everybody thinks of. And if you go just north, both northwest or northeast, you are going to find amazing mountains. You're going to be able to go hiking, camping, fishing, hunting. I'm telling you, anything outdoor you can imagine. And don't forget, we have the Grand Canyon right up here. Arizona is one of the most spectacular places to live. And if you do want to get maybe to the Rockies, you can just pop on over here to Colorado. California is only about a 5 or 6 hour drive away. It is great proximity if you are traveling for business to go both internationally and nationally. All right, let's go in a little bit closer and let's find out exactly what is where in Chandler. So this left-hand leg right here is what they call West Chandler. West Chandler, proximity-wise, is still very much inside the city. You are surrounded by a freeway system. You have Interstate 60, we have 101, we have 202, and we have the 10. So no matter which direction you're going, you have freeway access. That's part of the reason why Chandler is in such high demand as well. One of the other things I love about living here in the greater Phoenix area is the proximity to this mountain range. This is South Mountain Park. This particular area is part of Phoenix, but it's called Ocotillo. From this area to a choice of 51 trailheads, you will have 51 trailheads. It's only about a 10-minute drive straight on over here. It's just amazing. Now, if we zoom in a little bit closer and come on, let's go even more. Right over here, this would be in the west part of Chandler, the west part of West Chandler. How's that? This is going to be a lot of industrial and a lot of employment. This is also where Google and Waymo have their campuses. Also, Northrop Grumman and some of the other large aerospace companies are opening up many buildings over here. We also have an amazing shopping center, well, shopping areas. I should say that. This is the side of the freeway. This is Chandler, and this side is Ocotillo. But again, the proximity right here is everything your heart desires. Not to mention, if you wanted to go just a little bit north, this all right here has, again, massive shopping. We also have indoor shooting range. We have IKEA. So with the proximity right here in West Chandler, unbelievable shopping. Now, right over here is the Chandler Fashion Square Mall. Yay, we are at Chandler Fashion Square. Let me tell you, it's more than an inside shopping center. Look, there's not a whole lot of inside shopping centers these days. They love that outdoor concept, but let me tell you, in the summertime, this is the place to be. And the city of Chandler has focused so much on making this an entertainment district for children. So not only do you have a movie theaters, but the inside of, there's a park area that has the ginormous chess pieces, and they can play outdoor games in the splash pad. They have Crayola Adventure. There is a new Shields coming in, which is going to have an inside Ferris wheel. I mean, it's just unbelievable, the forward thinking the city of Chandler has. So, you know, the old dying concepts of shopping malls, not going to happen in the city of Chandler. And I'm telling you, the restaurants around the mall are to die for. Now, one of the things Chandler is known most for, like I said, it's the Silicon Desert. This area of town is called Ocotillo, but more specifically, I want to talk about this road right here. This is called the Price Corridor. The Price Corridor is where there is a ton of technology companies. Now, I know compared to housing, it certainly looks like it's not that big, but it currently houses over 100,000 jobs, most of which are from Intel and also the supply chain from Intel's business that has brought into the Chandler area. All this construction is amazing. When you see construction for companies, not just for housing, it shows you there is so much more to come. So we're going to drive into another little area right along Price Corridor called Downtown Ocotillo. So cute, upscale, luxury living, and dining. Let's check it out. This part of the Chandler area is called Ocotillo. It's the more prestigious area. It's where the executives are. And, you know, here's one of the other things. Chandler has more water lake communities than any other city in the greater Phoenix area. So I guess that was kind of popular in the 90s. You'll find most of these homes in the area built in or around the 90s, which means that some of them have been nicely updated and some of them have not. So there's all different type of communities here. There's gated communities, there's golf community, there's condominium communities, there's townhouse communities, there's single family home communities. But here's the thing. Being that they were built in the 90s, it's very different than what you might find in Gilbert that has like the more modern clubhouse, pools, and things like that. So Chandler is kind of an entity of its own. As you can see, price point can be anywhere from about $350 for a one-bedroom condominium in this area, all the way up to upwards of $10 million. One of the great things about being in Chandler, when you look at the totality of why people choose Chandler, obviously, number one, they want to be close to employment. Employment and having that quality of life and not having to drive an hour, hour and a half to work. I come originally from Silicon Valley in Northern California, and let me tell you, if if you had less than an hour commute from California, you were doing great. But here in the greater Phoenix area, people don't drive. You just don't need to live that far from your job. So there is a huge pro-business, local government, super responsive to businesses of all sizes. Let me tell you, Chandler is one of the most entrepreneurial cities I have ever seen in America. You find more mom and pop shops than you do corporate restaurants. Corporate shops. I mean, you can still go to those areas, and if you target your thing, and we have both Sam's Club and Costco in Chandler, I am telling you, there's anything and everything. But if you're looking for that local feel, and where you might see the mayor walking down the road, not the road, but walking downtown, has got his baseball cap on, and you're like, hey, mayor, this is that type of city. With over 260,000 people living in the Chandler area, it is amazing how small it feels. I am telling you, the programs and the services here for the community, for the residents, is amazing. Here's one of the great things about living in a city that has an abundance of technology companies, is that money, those donations, and also the tax revenue goes back into the school. So the public school system here in Chandler Unified, and like I said, part of it's Kyrene School District, are some of the best public schools you have ever seen. Not to mention, we have some of the lowest sales tax in the entire major city. So even if I go to the Target in Chandler and then I go across the freeway to Target in Ahwatukee, I pay more in Ahwatukee. And here is some of Chandler's rankings that I'm telling in the last 2 years, and it is only going to grow even more. Second most populous large city. Fifth best city for women in tech. Yay! Sixth most livable city in the U.S. Seventh best city to buy a family home. Let me tell you, I get requests all the time. How family friendly is the city of Chandler? And I'm going to say extremely. More than 75% of the homes here in the greater Phoenix area are of family with school-age children. And here's something, and it's really important for many people, although we're not ranked in the top 10. In the entire nation, we are the 23rd safest city in America, the city of Chandler. There's over 153,000 jobs in the city of Chandler, so you have that stability. Here's the thing too, even though the market right now is changing, and we will continue to see that forever, really, think about it, that's what real estate market is. It's cyclical, right? But you want to make sure that you have all the different elements that creates a strong community. So we have amazing schools. We have incredible freeway system. We have employment, over 153,000 jobs in the city of Chandler as it is. Currently right now, almost 280,000 people call Chandler, and there is still going to be a lot more construction popping up over the next 5 to 10 years. We have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the entire state. And we also have one of the most diverse political view that makes it pleasant for everyone. It's probably the most balanced, and we all get along. It's awesome. It's amazing. I love living in the city of Chandler. I love also meeting people from different parts of the world. We're becoming much, much more diverse. And it is so much fun meeting people and sharing and just blending that background, and that's what the world's supposed to be about, right? Downtown Chandler has so much to offer, not only because of its history, but all the different type of interaction and events and cultural things. And they have so much art in the downtown Chandler. Originally founded in the early 1900s, it's always been just a little bit ahead of all the other cities and towns in the Southeast Valley. Back in the day, when there was only a railroad to get people from A to Z, the railroad stopped in the city of Chandler. And then that's where the first hotel was, which is now known as San Marcos Hotel. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this is also where the first grass golf course was in the state of Arizona. Downtown Chandler has over 40 different bars and restaurants, all kinds of live music. In fact, it is the single most live music destination in the entire greater Phoenix area. So if you like live music, this is where you're going to want to check it out. Here's the other thing I love about downtown Chandler. There's no corporate restaurants. Every single restaurant in the downtown Chandler area is locally owned and operated. There is no corporate restaurant. So here is the difference. I get this all the time. What is the difference between downtown Chandler and downtown Gilbert? Downtown Gilbert was nothing until the early 2000s. And there were some large corporate restaurants as the market started to turn right around 2008. The market crashed. The large corporations wanted to come into downtown Chandler. There was nothing in downtown Gilbert. But downtown Chandler had a policy. You could not change the exterior structure of the buildings. And these corporate restaurants wanted to come in and demolish and build brand new, big, large, open restaurant spaces. Well, that's not what it was like in the early 1900s. So those corporate restaurants went to downtown Gilbert. Very different. And I'll tell you, downtown Gilbert, it will wow you. It's very modern, super open living. I shouldn't say open living. Those are houses, right? Super open concept restaurants. And I'll tell you, it even takes my breath away. Here's the thing though, it's only 15 minutes away from downtown Chandler. So it's not like you got to choose one or the other. It's nice to have choices. But if you live in Chandler, chances are downtown Chandler is going to be a little bit closer for you. And if you're looking for that mom and pop kind of feel, downtown Chandler is going to be your place. All right, now here's the other thing. We're going to talk about the last part of Chandler. Let's go to downtown Chandler. If we zoom in and go north of downtown Chandler, this is called Uptown Chandler. This whole area. This was, let's just say, the initial part of Chandler and where people used to live. So here is the grass golf course that I was just talking about. And these homes that are in the immediate area, right around the downtown area, were built in like 1930, 1940. Most of these homes belonged to the farm workers. And these are multi-generational homes now. Here's another great thing about the city of Chandler. The city of Chandler will never eminent domain any homes, residents, for the purpose of public benefit. That's what eminent domain is. And so these homes are still old and kind of falling apart a little bit, but you know what? They're passed down generation by generation, and that's okay with the city of Chandler. This right here is where most of the homes were built. If we go kind of here, it's like the 40s, then the 50s, 60s, and then there was a big explosion right up here around the 80s. So in this area called Uptown Chandler, this part of the Chandler area is going to have what we call ranch style homes, single level, non-tile roofs. So you're going to see some flat roofs, and you're going to also see some composite roofs. You're going to see some homes that might have carports that may have been converted into garages, but not, or they're still carports. They're super cool. You want to talk about remodeling homes? These are the kind of homes that have so much character. You're going to see larger lots, and you're also going to see no HOAs. So in Uptown Chandler, you're going to find the most affordable homes. It's still in a great school district. It's just north of downtown Chandler, and you will have access to more freeways getting you into Tempe, Mesa, and Gilbert. I'm telling you, Chandler is so centrally located, and there's so many directions you can go from the city of Chandler. If you need to get to an airport, the city of Chandler is located right in between the two airports that we have. Now, you've probably never heard of one. It's Mesa Gateway, and it's going to be directly east on the 202, and you can catch Allegiant Airlines. I'll tell you, I love Allegiant Airlines when it services one of the areas that I'm going to. The TSA is like going through like 1970, 1980. Like it is so old school. I mean, it's still safe, but you can get in and out. You don't have to deal with the crowds. And then, of course, Phoenix International Airport. Like I said, you can get there from just about anywhere in Chandler, somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes. Chandler is 100% got absolutely everything you can possibly imagine. Here's the thing, guys, though. Chandler, in my opinion, is not the most beautiful city as far as when people are driving around neighborhoods. If you can afford a home over $1 million, you're going to love the neighborhood. But Under that, you're looking at homes that might have not as nice front landscaping compared to the 20-year newer, 30-year newer homes in neighboring cities like Gilbert. I'm telling you though, if you look at what the totality of what Chandler has, Chandler is a home run. All right, guys, thanks so much for chiming in. If you have any questions, please make comments below or pick up that phone, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, days, nights, or weekends. I know Chandler like the back of my hand. Call me now. All right, until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.